Hey, I'm recording. Hold on for a second, I can get tools together. One of the things that you have to run waterproof the basement, that also means that the shelves have got to come out so we can power wash the basement. This means everything in each room is going to be out when we do the power washing. I might leave the stripper bar here. The thing is, if you remember the first video, that there's a lot of stuff on the shelf. I've already taken that off. And once I get these off, and after we power wash it, the interior walls, which is what this one behind me is, what you can't forget to do is the portions between where the wall and the floor meet. It'll still have seepage there. It'll still come up. So that'll be sealed. Well, it'll actually be. We'll put some hydraulic cement in there to make sure it's nice and smooth. We got a nice tight seal. Then we'll waterproof it. A lot of people forget about those things because where the floors and the walls meet, doesn't matter if it's an interior or exterior, you can have leakage. So now comes the fun part. A little bit of cursing involved and trying to take all this apart and see what happens here. And hopefully you'll forgive the fat man. Ouch. Can you give me my flashlight, dearie, from out there, please?
Yep. There it is.
So I just don't want to have a strip screw in here.
Huh?
I don't want to have a strip screw.
No.
Well, that explains a lot.
What?
You want to pause the movie? Pause this for a minute? Hold it before you pause it.
Yes.
One thing I failed to do was take a look at what screws were used in these. These have the square heads. That means I have to get another bit for my screw gun, because I can do this all day and not get them out. So I'll be back in just a minute. I gotta go out to the garage, just push the red button and say, woohoo, we're done for a few minutes. I'll be right back. It's in the back.
Oh, duh. I can't see it.
The wife really doesn't know how to do this, I guess. It's too technical for her. Alright, I'm back. This was actually rather embarrassing because one of the first things I tell everybody is make sure you have all the tools you need before you start a project. Wow, I really practiced that, didn't I? I guess it's do as I say, not as I do. But the other thing too is that this proves this is not rehearsed or prepared ahead of time.
What you need?
I don't need nothing. I was talking to... Wow, it's amazing. Guess what happens?
The screw comes out.
The screw comes out. No smart ass. Here I am, trying to make this as appealing as possible. Ugh. And you want to mess with me.
I was being your cheerleading section.
Oh, bull.
Granted, my pom-poms are a little low for that, but
Do we dare show him your pom-poms?
I'd really rather not.
Jeez. Some people's kids. Hey, guess what we just accomplished? We got another screw out. Got him funny. Hey, we'll take a look, folks. First piece of wood. Loose. The way we're going to do this is we're going to do this side first, break this side all loose, that way we got room to clear the wood out, take down these supports, and at that point, we'll go do the other side. And besides that, this way, I don't have to keep moving the damn camera. You missed it when I told him. I said, you can tell I don't rehearse this stuff.
No, I was down here by that point.
But you know, one of the things, one of the requirements that I have to have here in my house, oh, by the way, I'm, you know, pushing lottery right now. Maybe I can make some money as an advertisement. Woohoo! You see that, state of Michigan? Here I am, I'm pushing for you. Can I have my coffee?
Sure.
Hey, I thought that's cute.
You're adorable.
See? Woohoo! 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 See? Cash for life, folks. My one cat is looking at me like I'm nuts. This is a required tool. It is a coffee cup. And it really doesn't do a whole lot of good unless it has coffee with it. Mo's down there too. He's going to try to get up in just a minute. I mean, Larry is.
Larry!
So anyway, as I keep plugging along and dropping flashlights, and I think Melissa's klutziness is catching up with me.
It's not like it's a communicable disease.
Yes, it is. If you're with somebody long enough, pick up the crap. One of the things about screws, for those people who are watching this, hoping to find something about bondage, that'll be on another tape, folks. But it's something you need to do for making your own dungeon equipment too. Is if you hold the screw gun too lightly on the screw head, you'll strip out the screw. So remember that when you're putting together your racks and your bondage tables and your stocks, things as such. If you're using screws, make sure you have your screws, your screw gun on there tight. Otherwise, you're screwed. And actually, I'm not sure how wise of a statement that is for somebody who's my life, but because if everything works out right, you are. Okay.
Okay, Larry.
Wow, that one in it. Not how I planned to do it. But this one's such a close tolerance fit, I'm going to have to work them a little bit. Work it, work it.
It's okay, you guys.
Work it, work it, work it, work it. Let's work it right, work it down, work it all the way. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's another tape.
Huh?
Maybe it's okay. I said that's another tape.
Yeah. Well, since I'm at that point, I might as well just take off a couple out of these, and since they're in the way. See what we're going to do in here, once we get the, gotta get back on camera for this. Hey, here I am.
I was wondering if you were going to do that.
I'm sorry, I talk a lot. I like to hear the sound of my voice. It is really a cool voice.
I'm heading back up.
What?
I'm heading back up.
You're heading back up? Woo! She's going back up. She's tired of being down in the nether regions.
You can make everything so dirty, can't you?
Oh yeah, my baby. Watch this. I did a stripper spin.
You're not supposed to do a stripper spin in work boots. Well, you can, but you know.
Granted, it was a graceful one, but But I did it. Now, yeah, no, I don't make everything sound dirty. Everything is dirty. I can't help it. People don't understand that. Life is filthy. Life is fun. It is when life is very perverse that it's most pleasurable. Just remember that. What was I talking about before all that happened?
I think you were doing a how-to on shelving before all that happened.
Oh, I was?
Yes.
Okay. Just leave me. Go ahead, leave. Everybody else has.
Yeah.
Everybody else has. Nobody sticks around. It's just too much trouble for them. Yep. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I'm taking apart shelves. Do you believe that? I'm taking apart shelves. I know there's something I was talking about. But one of the things you're going to have to understand about me, every one of these videos that happen from this point on, I do have MS. And I've had it so long it affects my memory, so a lot of things I just talked about I don't remember. It's a good thing I'm doing this video because otherwise I won't remember taking apart the shelves. You know. But it finally dawns on me what I was going to say. It's like I said, you can tell this isn't rehearsed at all. We will have shelves here again once the waterproofing's done, the painting's done. But it's not going to be these. It's not going to be the wooden racks. What we're going to do is put track shelving in along here. That way we can adjust the wood how we want it. We can have smaller shelves at one place, larger shelves at another. Which for us, with our books, movies, and everything else, you know, we practically got an extra kitchen down here because we do entertain down here. It's beneficial to us. It isn't beneficial for us to have all our shelves the same size. But what I'm looking at doing is having 2.5 to 3 walls shelved because we actually need that many. It'll be handy to help us keep organized. Granted, we're still going through everything, and this is what everybody needs to do too. Go through things that you don't need, things that you don't use. Get rid of them, donate them. There's a lot of things that I got VCRs, TVs, surround sound systems, pet supplies that we're going to be donating to charities. We've already donated appliances, and so our thing is, you know, let's do what we can to help people out. It's an important thing. There's always going to be somebody that needs more than you, that's lacking in something that it doesn't have to be in mint condition. Just have it workable. It's not a way to get rid of junk. It's a way to help out other people. There's various organizations. There's Goodwill. You know, there are certain issues that I've had with Goodwill in the past, and I've complained to Goodwill about them. They don't pay their disabled people enough. And being a disabled person myself is kind of a sore spot. But other than that, they do fantastic work. But that's another thing you'll find out about these videos. You're going to find a lot of social, political, lifestyle, religious commentaries being done here. This is the part that's going to go into my personal area. But we're going to have various sections, divide this into sections. There'll be lifestyle, religious, personal, social, political. We got a lot of people that are political people that really can't stand my guts. I really don't blame them, because one of the things that we're going to try to do with this is get you to go to the website to read more of the editorials. They are much better. I ramble a lot, just get used to it. But anyway, I gotta get back to work because otherwise this isn't going to get done. We have pictures we're going to be putting up here. We have up over on the other wall. Let's So like I said, we got cotton candy machines, we got popcorn machines. In the other room we have coffee stop. Just like I said, we're setting up the home theater thing, and that part of that is, and then we got the popcorn thing. We got hot dog carousels. We got all sorts of things. So when we have movie night or even video game night, especially if we have company over, that because really seriously, I have a dungeon, but not everybody's going to want to go in the dungeon. There's some I wish I would, but hey, that's beside the point. But then again, if you know somebody who really looks good and wants to spend some time in a dungeon, have them write me. But the idea is to make this as well constructed as possible. My grandfather built this house, and I'm very proud of that. But there are things available to me that were not available to him. So therefore, there's a lot of work in this involved for me to straighten up. I have deteriorating walls I got to fix. I'll get them fixed. And I'll waterproof it. That's this year. During the next 2 years, this whole house is going to end up being waterproof. But I'm even going to do the outside of the house. We will dig around the house and we'll waterproof the outside. Put crete around it. Up to about a foot, and then the last foot will have dirt in. That way it helps the water drain away. And eventually, I want to have indoor-outdoor carpet on the floor instead of having a concrete floor. And I have Mo right here who wants to say hi to me. Hold on just a second. What's up, baby? You want to say hi? This is Mo. See? Mo, the sweet little guy, was just about dead when we got him. As it is, he's got, and next week, my little buddy here he has a problem with his eye, and he's going to be getting that operated on. We have, in the first tape, we don't play on that, Mo. Get down. No. 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 In the first tape, we talked a bit about that. And you'll hear a lot about it from me in all of the tapes, on the personal side. Mo, Larry, I wish I knew what the hell that little light was. Anyway, Mo, Larry, and Curly we got them. We got called about having us come get them. Some friends knew about them, and they asked us to come get them because they were in some sorry shape. When we saw them, when we first came across them, we hadn't realized how sorry shape they were going to be. We thought Larry was already dead by the time Larry got to us. So we called our vet, and gotta love a vet, and said, just bring him in. How far are you? Just bring him in. So anyway, thank you, Larson Veterinary Clinic. How's that for a plug? I don't even have the shirt for them, but it's a plug. And Stacy actually told us, don't be surprised if we go out and see them and that they'll be dead. They were that malnourished, that sick. They had feline herpes. They were dehydrated. Will you get out of the bag, dummy? Don't play in bags like that. Stupid cats. So, anyway, they were, it was touch and go, and we had to keep them isolated from the first two cats we had because we didn't want them to get the herpes. So, Melissa, Rhonda, and I, we all, the weather was nice, not too hot, so we were able to keep them out in the garage, and we had to keep them caged, keep them isolated. So we would change our clothes to be around because we didn't want the other two cats to get any germs. We'd wash up right after we were done with them. I mean, we treated it just like a hospital surgical room, or a nursery or whatever. And he's wandering around behind me. He thinks this is cool. He can get to all the shells right now. You know, and it took time, and they recovered. They may never be as big or live as long as a normal cat, but they have a good life. They're happy. They're actually healthy now. All 6 cats, and I'll tell you about the other 3, the Amigos, in just a minute. You see, we have the Stooges and the Amigos. I'll tell you about them in just a minute, because what are you doing? Do you think you're really funny? I don't think so. So anyway, that's going to be gone sometime, and you're really going to be perturbed. But we got them healthy. They were doing real well. Next week, all of them are going in to get fixed, because we believe in, keeping the animal population down, and as everybody should. We also have this one little issue, you know, like I said, with him, he's got to have his one eye operated on. Larry also has ulcers in his one eye, has an ulcer in his one eye, which it literally has seemed to have shrunk. And that's been a concern of ours too, because if that burst, we got to have his eye removed. Then we have the Amigos, who are that, because we've been so wonderful. The other 5 cats that we had thought, ooh, we have 3 feral cats who were found in a trash can, and here we are. We were asked to take them in. They are tame. They are getting fixed. They have one more set of shots to do, and they'll have all their immunizations. The rest of the cats have all theirs. They get fleed, dewormed. We believe in taking care. If you have animals, you have to take care of them. Everybody should understand that. If you have an animal, ensure that it has all its immunizations, has everything it needs, and to make sure it is fixed. Spay it, neuter it, do whatever it needs, but make sure your animal is fixed. Are you stuck up there, babe? Come on. There you go. Yeah, that one was kind of high for you. So, yeah, he had to look like, how do I get down? I know it was a little hard getting up. So this is what we're looking at. I don't regret bringing these cats in. They love it here. They're a pain in my butt because they think I'm the mother cat, so they bother me all the time. But it's cool. It really is. I am not a cat person. I'm the first to admit that, and I've always said that, and I'll still admit it. These are not cats. These are being treated like dogs, except they climb. And I've had some dogs that would do this climbing, but and actually, amazingly, the older ones are already leash trained, so they get taken out for walks on a leash. So, like I said, dogs. They're good in cars. They hate being caged up in a car. They're much better if they're loose, because they kind of stick by me then. They don't wander off. So the bottom line is that, no, dude, you know you can't do it. You don't have depth perception. That's the one problem I'm having with a couple of the cats, is their depth perception because of their eyes. And I think one of the Amigos has eye problems too. But so far I have wasted a lot of your time by talking about my cats. I sound like a freaking dad or something, you know. But you know, that's what happens when you're the mama cat. Right, babe? Hi there. Here's Big Bella. She's going to be checking this out. You want down? So anyway. Ooh, that's not good. I don't want anybody getting hurt. I gotta remember, and I should have. Some dikes in case some of these staples do pop off. These are we put we put the hardboard here, and this was done too. So, the CDs wouldn't fall through in between the spaces here. Okay. Anyway, this is where we're at. We've done a lot. I'll finish this up. You'll come back. You'll see the bare wall. You don't need to see the whole thing being done. And I will be back, and we'll talk with you later. Well, I'm giving you a different angle this time. This is the wall where the shelves were. We had a little bit of difficulty with 6 different screws. Got them all out. Of course, there is still one that I got to get a set of, bring in a pair of vice grips. It actually broke off up here. So what I'll do is I'll take vice grips, put it on there, turn it, get it off. What I have to do with the wall is clean it up, inspect it, see where I have to patch it, see where it needs some extra attention. It shouldn't need that much. I do see a spot here where there's a whole little slab of concrete missing, and that's up high, and that'll be easy enough to take care of. The door frames, we haven't talked about those yet, but the door frames coming in here, I'm going to take out. When my grandfather built the house, he put the wood from the door frames into the concrete, which actually seems real cool. But the thing is, concrete it soaks up water over the years. It doesn't matter if you water, unless you got it all waterproofed underneath, and I don't know how you can do that, because you can't do it until it's formed, unless you just lay down a whole slab with a crane. Concrete will absorb moisture. Eventually it just keeps absorbing and absorbing. So what it did, it rotted the bottom 6 inches of the door frame. I'm going to end up cutting it up about 1 foot. We're going to put concrete walkers, little pavers, in there because they're the same size the door frame is. But actually what I'll do is that I'll fill in the holes right all the way level with the floor. And that way we'll use adhesive, and there's good adhesive I can use. I can mix it up, and I can put the pavers up to there, and that gives us a whole complete door frame, which, as I showed you in the first video, we're putting the accordion doors in. All of the door frames are going to have accordion doors on there. It's like I said, this is the wall right behind me. It's not in bad shape to get over there. Melissa is working on figuring out what type of color she wants to get painted once it's all done. She's got all sorts of different ideas in her head. I don't care, it's up to her. And I'm not sure, let me see if I can swing it over here behind the freezer. I hope you can see it. But right there, that's one of the windows. We have insulation over it. What I'm going to do is keep the insulation there, put a piece of plywood over it. We'll paint the plywood too, but what we'll do is put curtains. We'll have curtains extended out a little bit, so we have curtains over top the plywood, so it's still going to look like a window, although it's not going to be one. In the main room, I'll end up putting an exhaust fan in, so that way it's not going to be all stagnant down here. I mean, it helps a whole lot that this is a non-smoking house. I never thought I'd say that, but it helps a lot that we have a non-smoking house. It keeps odors down, and we don't have as much smoke, but as much stuff. Take the computers and everything else. We don't have that film that gets over top of everything. I can just imagine what my lungs still probably look like. It's only been just over 2 years since I quit. But like I said, this is a step-by-step process. Each room's going to be done at a time. This is the first room. The next room is going to be the room I showed you in the first video, where the cat's room. Those are the 2 easiest rooms to get to. Then it's going to be the main room. And by that time, I probably can't do any more this year, but these are the rooms that have the most problem because of the flow of the roof, about water. So these are the ones that are definitely the ones that have to be taken care of first. We're going to do it. We're going to get it done. It's going to look good. This room is the lumber, the wood that I still have. Some of it has picked up moisture from where there's been water in here. What I'm going to do is take them to my table saw, or my radio arm saw, or my chop. I don't care. I got a lot of saws. And what I'm going to do is cut off the pieces that aren't any good. That way I can still utilize these for other things. And then since we got other projects we're working on, if we can save money by reusing things, I feel that's practical. And you know, I say I'm cheap. Melissa tries to say I'm frugal. I'm just cheap. Let's be honest. And anyway, that's part 2. Part 3 will be when the room's clear, we got it power washed, and you get to see that part, because once I get it power washed, things are going to start falling back. You'll see things start falling into place, because when I power wash it, it's going to be sealed. It's going to have the patches done, and then right before that's going to be, after the power washing, is the waterproofing, and we're looking forward to that. I'm glad you're watching this with us. Enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of work. Going to be a lot of videos. We're going to create a section in YouTube just for this kind of stuff. I have no idea what I'm going to say. I don't believe in rehearsing. I don't believe in having it all written out. I do better when I talk freely. And besides that, if you see a mess up, you see a mistake, it's cool. It makes it humorous. It makes it real. It isn't. I'm sorry. When I turned off the camera in between the last time and this time, I'm the one who took down the shelves. I didn't have a crew doing it for me. Not like these other people do. This is me doing it. So I'm doing all the work here. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the results once we're done. And I hope you enjoy the other videos as we keep working on them too. So thank you. Have a great day, and we'll see you again in just a few more days. Thank you. Goodbye.